Hi everyone and welcome to our new topic which is the types of financial instruments in capital markets. First, let's define what financial instrument is. These are tradable assets that represent a claim to future cash flows or ownership rights. Capital markets offer a diverse range of financial instruments, each serving different purposes and catering to the varied risk and return preferences of investors. So dito class no is pag sinabi nating financial instruments, ito yung natatrade natin ng mga assets no na nakakapagbigay sa atin ng future cash flow no kasi nga binibili natin itong mga financial instrument na to as a form of investment. So let's proceed with the equity instrument. One of the equity instruments is the common stocks. Okay, it represents ownership in a company. Common stockholders have voting rights and may receive dividends based on company's profitability. Next is the what we call preferred stocks. Combined features of both stocks and bonds. Preferred stockholders receive fixed dividends before common stockholders but typically do not have the voting rights. So itong dalawang stock na to no, meron siyang advantages and disadvantages. So mas naunang nabibigyan ng dividend si preferred stock. On the other hand, si common stock no, unlimited naman yung kanyang dividend kasi si preferred meron siyang maximum no at pagdating sa voting power it's the common stock that has the voting power. Debt instrument, bonds issued by governments, municipalities and corporations to raise capital. Bonds pay periodic interest to bondholders and return the principal at maturity. So dito pag bumili ka ng bonds, parang yung company or government may utang sa'yo. No? Invest na sila, mangutang sa mga financial institution, nangungutang sila sa mga investors. We have also treasury securities issued by governments considered low risk. Categories include treasury bills or the short term, it is a short term. We have the treasury notes, which is a medium term, and we have the treasury bonds, which is the long term. Derivative instruments. So we have this what we call future contracts, agreements to buy or sell an asset at a predetermined price on a future date, common in commodities, currencies, and financial instruments. So dito sa future contract, parang dinalak natin yung presyo. Kunyari, per every 1 liter of milk, bibilin mo siya let's say ng 20 pesos, no? So for example, nagkaroon ng changes sa price sa market, ang mag-shoulder nung price na yon is yung investor na bumili ng derivatives. On the other hand, kunyari, bumaba yung presyo ng milk sa market, naging 18 pesos. So, yung 20 pesos pa rin ang babayaran mo, tapos yung 2 pesos na sobra, ibabalik mo kay investors. Option contracts provide the right but not obligation to buy, like the call option, or sell or put option an asset at a specific price with a specific time frame. So, dito sa option contract, no, nabibigyan ng karapatan whether to buy or to sell a certain financial instrument. So, kunyari, dun sa derivative contract nila, nagkasundo sila na pag ganito, no, within this time frame, pag umabot tong stock, no, let's say into 50 pesos per stock, so yun nga, meron siyang karapatan na bilhin yung ano na yon, yung stock na yon, something like that. So kumbaga dun sa option contract nagkakaroon ng kasunduan sa pagbili at pagbenta. Hybrid instruments, convertible securities, typically convertible bonds on preferred stocks or preferred stocks that can be converted into common stock at a predefined conversion ratio. So dito class is parang ginagawa natin sa hybrid instrument is yun nga no, like nako-convert siya pwedeng bonds or stocks no. Kasi nga for example, there is a good status for stocks no on this kind of industry. Pwede natin siyang i-convert into that. Warrants no, give the holder the right to buy a company stock at a specific price within a set period. So yung warrant no, it's different from option contract kasi dito buy and sell eh. And here, sa warrant, nakafocus lang talaga sa buying, no? So for example, yung stock price went to 60 pesos. So dun sa warrant na yun, if there is a provision on that, so pwede niya nang bilhin yung stock na yun. Next is money market instruments. So we have this what we call treasury bills. These are considered short debt instruments issued by governments, typically with maturities of 1 year or less. And then we have this what we call commercial paper, which is a short-term unsecured promissory note issued by corporation to raise short-term funds. So for example, they have a short-term project. One of the money market instruments that you can buy is the commercial paper. Then, in terms of real asset, real estate investment trust or REIT allow investors to own a share of income generating real estate portfolio. So dito is kumikita ka dun sa mga real estate investment, no? Kumbaga, if you're going to put your money there, then you can get a share, no, dun sa mga earnings ng real estate investment na yun. And of course, we have the commodities, which are the physical goods such as gold, oil, and agricultural products can be traded through commodity markets. Next is exchange instruments. So we have this what we call currency pairs, no? In the foreign exchange or forex market, no? Currencies are traded in pairs. Investor can speculate on the exchange rate movements between two currencies. Let's say peso to dollar, peso to yen. So it could be a currency pair. Structured products. So collateralized debt obligations. These are pool of debt securities that are repackaged into different tranches with varying risk level. So from the word collateralized debt obligation, dito is parang pinagsasama-sama natin yung mga debt securities, yung mga bonds, mga ganyan. Tapos, we're going to repackage it, no, na itong bond type 1, no, meron siyang low risk, itong bond type 2, pwedeng may medium risk. So, we try to categorize or repackage these debt securities into different risk levels. Nang sa ganon, of course, no, with the common notion in finance is the higher the risk, the higher the return. So, syempre, pag low yung risk, the lower the return. So, depending on the risk appetite of the investors. Next is structured notes. Debt securities with customized features often tied to the performance of an underlying assets. So dito is may mga debt securities daw na meron siyang customized features, no? Na para for example, no, let's say this bond, no, is tied let's say with another bond, no, na for example, bumaba yung value ng isang bond, then bababa din yung presyo ng itong bond na to. Investment funds, no? We have this mutual funds, which is full funds managed by professional portfolio managers investing in a diversified pool of stocks, bonds, and other securities. So yung mga tao from the keyword mutual fund, pinagsasama-sama nila yung pera, tapos yung pera na yon will be handled by the finance manager at ibibili niya yun ng stocks, bonds, and other securities para tumubo. Next is the ETF or exchange traded funds, no? Investment funds traded on stock exchanges often tracking a specific index or sector. Kunyari, no, itong ETF na to is ginagaya niya yung industry let's say ng metal, no? So once na bumaba ang value ng metal, then bababa din itong ETF na to, no? Exchange traded funds. Kumbaga nakabase siya doon sa isang sector or isang index, no? Credit instruments. So we have this CDS or credit default swaps. These are derivative contracts that allow investors to swap or offset their credit risk with that of another investor, commonly used as a form of insurance against the default of a particular debt security or issuer. So from the keyword credit default swap, for example, hindi nakabayad yung let's say yung company, no, there is an investor who will shoulder the payment of the debts of that company. Corporate bonds, no, as mentioned a while ago, these are issued by corporation to raise capital. So imbes na mangutang sa bangko or other financial institution, parang nangungutang tayo sa mga investors. Certificate of deposit. These are time deposit offered by banks with fixed maturities and fixed interest rates, no? So kasi pag savings deposit account 'yan is mas mababa yung interest rate. Kasi nga wala naman siyang time na dapat i-safe keep ng bangko. Pero pag certificate of deposit or time deposit, meron siyang time frame na dapat magstay yung pera mo within 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, depende doon sa provision. At syempre, mas mataas yung binibigay nila na interest rate kumpara doon sa savings deposit account. Mortgage-backed securities or MBS. Securities backed by a pool of mortgages. Investors receive payments based on the interest and principal payments from the underlying mortgage loans. So dito, pag sinabing mortgage, it could be the real estate, no, na yun nga, no, na binabayaran ng mga owners, okay? And of course, no, once that they are paying it, no, nagkakaroon ng interest yon. For example, let's say the Pag-ibig, 'di ba? Mortgage-backed securities yan kasi they are trying to pay agad yung Pag-ibig na yung nagbabayad dun sa lupa, no, or sa bahay at lupa. Tapos yung bumili, yung owner will pay to Pag-ibig, no? I mean, that is just a basic example. Structural settlements. Financial arrangement resulting from legal claims where periodic payments are structured over time. This arrangement can be bought and sold as financial instrument. So, meron kasing um, mga financial instruments that needs periodic payments, no? So, here, dito sa structured settlement is, for example, no, for that period, let's say, hindi makabayad yung let's say yung owner of the financial instrument, no, then the derivative instrument can be applied na yung parang CDS din na parang siya yung muna yung magbabayad doon sa investor, pero dapat yung owner, no, will pay the derivative owner. Commercial real estate instruments. So, real estate investment partnerships, no, allow investor to pool funds for the acquisition and management of commercial real estate. So, dito naman, ganun din, no, parang nagpo-pool tayo ng funds para bumili tayo ng mga real estate, condo, bahay, etc. Real estate mortgage investment conduits, no? Securities backed by a pool of real estate mortgages similar to MBS but specific to commercial real estate. So, pares lang sila nito, pero nakabase ito sa commercial real estate. Sabihin nun, ito yung mga paupahan, gano'n, na pinapaupa sa mga business. No? Let's say, mga building na offices, gano'n, commercial real estate yan. Cryptocurrencies and digital assets. So we have the Bitcoin, Ethereum, etc. Digital or virtual currencies that use cryptography for security. Decentralized assets have gained popularity as alternative investments. So we have the green bonds issued to the finance environmentally friendly projects. Investor in green bonds seek both financial returns and satisfaction of supporting sustainable initiatives. So dito sa green bond, no, dalawang purpose nito para magkaroon ng sustainable na environment at the same time kumikita rin yung bumili ng green bond. Next is unit investment trust fund. Actually, parehas lang naman siya ng mutual fund, no? Ang pinagkaiba lang is trust fund siya. So, yung pondo ay minamanage nung bangko, no? Trust fund ng bangko. Pero full funds din siya, pinagsama-samang pera ng mga tao. Next is sovereign wealth fund investment. So, parang sa Pilipinas, diba, we have this Maharlika Fund na yung Maharlika Fund na yon popondohan yon para makagawa tayo ng mga government projects. So, that is a sovereign wealth fund. Rights and entitlements. So here, there are right issues. Existing shareholders are given the right to buy additional shares at a discounted price during a specified period. So may mga ganong rights issues na pwede silang bumili ng discounted shares pero sa isang timeline lang. Then of course, we have entitlements, the proportionate rights of existing shareholders to buy additional shares in a new issue. So kunyari, mag-i-issue ng bagong stocks yung company, so meron silang mga ganong entitlement possible. Peer-to-peer lending instrument. So, online platforms connect borrowers directly with lenders, no? So, meron tayong mga platform, mga app na nagpapahiram ng pera, no? So, uso 'yon, no, sa ngayon, no, yung mga app na nagpwede kang mag-loan.